Are you concerned about what this means for Labor's climate policy and getting votes from blue-collar workers?
No.
Joel said that...
hang on. Hang on. You don't get... We'll do it in order.
Well, we won't have time to get to
We'll get to you, Greg. We'll get to you, Greg. Don't worry. Greg can have the last question, okay? Catherine.
One of the issues that has caused tension in Labor over the last little bit has been an open debate between Mark Butler and Joel Fitzgibbon about a medium-term emissions reduction target for 2030 or 2035 target. Previously, you have said we will set a target consistent with the science. You said that you told the National Press Club that. A couple of days ago, you said voters would be aware exactly of how the process going up to net zero emissions by 2050. So is it a target or is it a process?
Gee whiz, you're trying to look at tea leaves and read different things into different things. The position's pretty clear, which is we have net zero emissions by 2050 and we will have a complete announcement, including how we get there, before the election. One of the things I've said consistently is that, and I said it a couple of weeks ago in answer to a question from the Honourable Phil Curry outside, was that things we do, just to upset Greg. One of the things that we do is to look at the fact that changes occur. Now, there are 22 different policies this government has had. If I'd announced a policy under President Trump, it may well be that the international scene on climate change is different under President-elect Biden. That's the point that I've been making consistently. So no matter how many times people from The Guardian or The Oz have asked the same question, they effectively get the same answer. You might try and draw different nuance in, but you get the same answer. You get the same answer. Sometimes you try and draw different things into what shade of green that is, what shade of what this is made of, but essentially it's the same answer. We have a net zero emissions target by 2050. It'll all be there. Guess what? You'll have plenty of time before the election to transact exactly what it all means, to go through all of that. And quite frankly, what you should be doing is holding this government to account now that does not have an energy policy in this country. Mark.
Joel Fitzgibbon said today that Labor needed to reconnect with its broader base and bridge the divide, as he said, happened during the Hawke-Keating years between what people in rural areas and regional areas who support Labor want, what people in metropolitan areas want. Do you agree with that? And if so, how do you do it?
Of course I agree with it. I think we should try and get the vote of everyone wherever they live. Whatever work they do should be respected. Whether they're a coal miner, whether they are someone who's working in IT, whether they live in Marrickville or whether they live in Maryborough. We need to represent people. I make that very clear, and that's what I do. That's what our platform has been doing. We've been doing it very consistently all the way through. And one of the things I've said about climate change is that good action on climate change does three things. It creates jobs, it lowers emissions, and it lowers energy prices. Just here.
On the JobSeeker coronavirus supplement, $150 from January to March next year, is that adequate? And what do you want to happen to it after that?
Well, why are they cutting things right now? That's what's extraordinary.
So
why are they cutting things right now? They've cut both wage subsidies through JobKeeper and they're cutting JobSeeker when the government itself says more people will go on to unemployment benefits between now and Christmas. Now is not the time to be withdrawing support from the economy. Greg, last question. Greg, last question. Make it a good one.
I'd like to follow up Catherine's
Bring it
question
home.
on targets, because we would even need the option open.
Bring it home. Bring it home, Greg.
Targets. Could you go to the next election?
I refer to my previous answers. There you go. I've done 50. Thanks. He got the last one.
No.